I've got today is an old water pump that I got from a guy. He's an old farmer and used it to water his tobacco. He got out of tobacco and doesn't use it anymore, so I got it off of him. Have no idea if it runs or anything. He said it's been setting for quite some time. The first thing I'm gonna do, I already pulled the plug out and the oil's looking pretty gross. So on these right here, this right here is where you're gonna put your oil in. This is where you drained it out. So I took that out, and honestly, it looks a little bit milky, which is a little concerning. It could have some water in there, but it obviously was way low on oil. There's only probably a couple ounces in there. There's already a little bit of oil in the pan. So we're gonna get all this out and let it drain out really good. Make sure all that old yucky stuff gets out in the pan. So we're gonna get all this out and let it drain out really good. Make sure all that old yucky stuff gets out. Spools drain out, tighten the plug back up. And now I'm gonna go ahead and fill this thing up with oil. So I've got some cheap 530. I think it's a dollar store brand. But the reason I'm gonna use this old cheap stuff is because I'm gonna let this thing get an hour or two on it, and then I'm gonna change the oil again. It's been setting for so long. All that oil's broke down inside, and we're gonna go ahead and get it a good cleaning. Clean out the inside of the motor really good. So pretty much all you're gonna do, make sure it's good and level, and you're gonna fill it up until it comes out the hole. It took about a little over half quart, but I made a mess. I spilt it everywhere. So we'll go ahead and put that cap back on and move on to the next thing. Get them good and snug. The choke on this thing doesn't really want to work. So we're gonna have to take it off, take the shroud off and get to the carburetor. Loosen that screw up, pulls down, and then pops out at the bottom. The air filter actually isn't as bad as I anticipated. Blow that out real good. In and out, got the air hose and blew it off pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and take these two bolts out, take this filter housing off of the carburetor, and get to this choke valve here. There we go. Try not to lose those screws. Oop. All right. So, as you can see, there's a bunch of oil in there, and the valve is not wanting to move whatsoever. So, we're going to end up probably having to take the carburetor off this thing and go through the carburetor line. These things can be a booger. So, I'm going to go ahead and kind of work that out. And apparently that is a plastic fitting, so I don't want to break that. So I'm going to gently just kind of twist on it, probably take a little pair of needle nose pliers, pull that off. Loosened up, got that off now. And this thing does not have any fuel in it. You want to make sure it doesn't have any fuel, or you've got a cutoff on it. A lot of these, this is a newer model, so it does have a cutoff. But if it does not, then you definitely want to make sure it's off. 3/8 bolt, or socket, I'm sorry, to pull this carburetor off. Get that side loose. Man, these are tight. Look at this. Tell this thing's never been off before. Loosened up, and then pull those out. So I got that. Now all I have to do is get this linkage off for the throttle. Sometimes they're bent over. I'm gonna have to use two hands. It's got a little bend in it, so you gotta kind of flex the carburetor around to get it off. All right, so this thing is pretty much completely seized up. I mean, the throttles, it'll move a little bit, but you really gotta work it. So is the choke. The choke won't move at all. This is the choke flap right here, which cuts air off. So we're gonna have to completely tear this thing down, clean it out. So I got this thing in a little bit of gas, and I'm just using a paintbrush and cleaning everything exterior wise on it. Already got it pretty good and cleaned. but I'm gonna still work on it a little bit more, get all the gunk out, so that way when I'm tearing it apart, all this can't get inside it. Pretty good and clean. There's still a couple little spots, but first thing I'm gonna do is remove the screw. I've already loosened it up. It's 1/2 inch. So now that will allow the bowl to come off. So I'm gonna use 2 hands. It's gonna be, I can already tell, you look up in there, it is disgusting. So hopefully this one's salvageable, we'll see. All right, well, I got it apart. Pretty much had to rip it apart. Oh my God, it is bad. So this one's gonna take some soak time for sure. I soak it in some gas and take a little brass brush and try to clean this up. And you can see the float is completely seized up. This thing's had old gas sitting in it for a long time. So I'm gonna go ahead, and that pin right there comes out, and that'll remove the bowl, or I'm sorry, not the bowl, the float. And the float, it should be all right. It doesn't look too bad, but you can see that thing's supposed to flop up and down freely, and it's pretty daggone tight. So we're gonna take that off and go ahead, and I'm just gonna submerge this thing in some gas for a while, some clean gas, and let it soak. Well, that pin like it never came out. It was all corroded in there. So what I ended up using, carbon choke cleaner, and I squirted everything down really good. And then there is a needle valve that sits right in there, and that was completely seized up, and the float would not move at all. So I had to squirt a bunch of the carb cleaner down in there. I'm still gonna have to keep squirting a little bit. So I want to get that float off before I set it in gas. And the way this one works is it's sandwiched in there. So you can see it right there, holds it in. So you want to be careful of that. So I let this thing soak in gas overnight, and I was able to get, this is a needle valve that was holding the float in place. So it was stuck right there in that position. And through letting it soak and squirting some carburetor cleaner all around in there, I was finally able to get it unseized. But as you can tell, this thing is pretty gross. So I'm gonna take some carb cleaner, a little brass brush, and go ahead and try to clean all this gunk out of here, because I mean, it's just filthy. All right, so what I'm gonna do is just kind of give it a good coating of carb cleaner. I could not find the brass brush, so I'm gonna use a wire brush, but just be real gentle, because brass, this is an aluminum housing, so steel brush will mess it up, so you want to be real careful. So I'm just going to keep kind of brushing it off a little bit, getting in the crooks and the crevices, and trying to get all this gunk off, because that gas just sat there and broke down and pretty much tore this thing apart. But I think it's salvageable, but it's going to take a little bit of work. So we just want to get all that gunk out. Looking better already. So I'm just going to keep kind of spraying a little bit and brushing a little bit until I get all the stuff off that might get in the jets and clog it up. So another important part to make sure you get clean are these holes right here. This is where this little pin goes through and holds the float in place, and it was all seized up. So you want to make sure that slides freely through there. Got that part cleaned out about as good as we can. So what we want to do now, what I use a lot of time, is a copper wire. I think this is a 16 gauge copper wire. 14 works, 16. And these holes down in here are where the gas flows through up into the carburetor. So I'm going to take this and just clean those out and poke them through there and twist them around and make sure that all that is good and clean. So now once I do that, I'm going to take the end of that straw right in there, seat it right there on the little hole. You can see it squirting out the carburetor. So that's going to get any gunk that is in there out. So I've squirted this out quite a bit on the inside, and now you can see my flaps, the choke turning freely, the throttle is turning freely. So now I'm just gonna go through and kind of inspect everything and make sure that everything is good and clear. The gasket tore whenever I took it off, so I've got to make sure I get this surface good and clean too, so we're not sucking air around the air filter and all the air is getting filtered through. So I'm gonna take the brush, just kind of brush that lightly, get all that cleaned off, and spray it down again with a carb cleaner. Alright, make sure I get all that out of there. And you can see all these little holes are connected. Watch there. It's pretty intricate little pieces that give you a lot of problem, that's for sure. But I'm gonna make sure I squirt it there we go, and that's good and clean. So now what we've got to do, these little float valves, we're gonna go ahead and just lightly brush these off too, get any of the gunk off that we possibly can, so it'll float up and down good and smooth. Do the little slide as well, slide pin for the float. I'm gonna brush it down a little bit. Again, a brass brush would be a lot better, but I just cannot seem to find the one I have. I'm trying to get this done so I can get the water pump going on the garden. So just want to get everything good and clean. This is the bulb screw that holds the bolt in place on the carburetor. And as you can see, it's all gummed up and there's little holes in here where the gas flows through up into the carburetor. So you want to make sure you get all these good and clean. I'm going to take the brush and brush this off, and then take that little piece of wire and go through all these little holes. And if you need a smaller piece of wire, you can take a piece of stranded a lot of times. And this one I've used and abused, because this is the second carburetor I've done in the last couple days. But you can take smaller wire in and just wallow it around, wiggle it around, and that'll do the same thing as well. But if you can find the right size, it works a little bit better. So, you know you're going to store it for some time, to cut the gas off and let the carburetor completely run out of gas, and that'll drain the bowl, and you won't have this issue after long periods of storage. This one has been setting for Lord only knows how long, for years and years. But we're gonna hope we can get it running again. So I'm just taking that wire and running through there, kind of over and over, just trying to get all the trash, anything in there that could clog it back up. And what you want to see is when you put that straw in there on the carburetor cleaner, and then you give it a squirt. It's hard to see, hard to get on video, but if you can see the hole right there, see the stuff coming out of it. That's what you want. That tells you it's good and clean. Next thing that's real important is to make sure you clean the inside of the bowl really well. This is where a lot of the trash collects and builds up. So this is one of the most important parts to make sure you get clean. So now we just gotta put it all back together. So first thing I'm gonna go ahead and set it in the float. Set the valve in the float. Set them down together. And there we go. So now, a little retaining pin to check is the position of the bowl or the float. And as you can see, it comes down, but it doesn't really go back up very well. Something seems out of adjustment. That should be setting about level like that when it's closed off. Carburetor had a little red seal up there that sealed the float and the float needle. So I'm gonna have to try to get online and find one of those, because it's obviously not gonna work without that one, and that one was all pieces. So on to the internet. See, the float sits right about level, so it's right about perfect. And now we're gonna go ahead and reinstall the bowl. And I did not order a new gasket. I could not find a new one with the needle. I couldn't find the right kit for this, and I just gave up and ordered the new needle. So we're gonna put a little bit, just a tiny little bit of the gasket maker, the aviation gasket maker, right around the edge of the bowl here, and that'll seal everything off. All right, so we got the bowl on. I put a little bit of the aviation sealant around this gasket as well, because I did not replace it. I'm gonna keep trying and hunting online and see if I can find a whole rebuild kit for this thing with new gaskets, because also I'm gonna need one for this, for the air intake mounts. But for now, we're gonna just see if this thing will run, So we're gonna go ahead and tighten that bolt up and go ahead and put it back on the water pump. Connected, and I've got it pointed down here. I'm gonna take some choke cleaner and I'm gonna give this thing a real good cleaning out. And I've got the gas turned on. So this way it'll drain out and clean out any of the junk that's in there. Carburetor on there, got the linkage hooked up for the throttle, and got the bolts in. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten them up. We got the filter housing back on, and while I was in here I went ahead and loosened up the plug, 5/8 inch or socket, and we're gonna go ahead and clean this thing up, take a look at it. For now I'm just gonna clean it up. If it runs, I'll get a new one. But it really doesn't look bad at all. I can get it to focus there. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit, stick it back in. Alright, so I got the little spark plug tester here, or the spark tester. And the way this works, plugs into your spark plug and then plugs into your plug wire. And then hold it down. So give it a tug. There we go, we got spark. Filter in, got the air housing back on, we'll tighten that up. This thing definitely needs a bath, but they don't get baths until they run. All right, so now we're gonna try to give it a start. Give it a little choke, about half gas. We got something. Working like a champ.